the Dharma houses are houses number 1, 5 and 9. How they interact, what do they mean, and a bit about the Raj Yogas that they form. While 1, 4, 10 and 7 are defined as the pillar houses. So first house is you. First house is your identity, your nature, your ambitions. Anything and everything you think about yourself, you see about yourself, is in reality about yourself, is the first house. Fifth house is the house of children. It's the house of romance. It's the house of education. It's the house of Purva Punya Bhava. And then the ninth house is the house of father. Ninth house is the house of religion. Ninth house is the house of higher education. So fifth house would govern matters of education till, let's say, a bachelor's degree, and after that master's and PhD and everything will be given by ninth house. And then at the very end, this ninth house also gives your core principles. So if you think about the significations that I've mentioned over here, these are the more materialistic significations: father, religion, higher education, children, romance, education, you, your nature. The highest operating level of fifth house is your Purva Punya Bhava, as in your Purva Punya, which means the merit that you have collected from your previous lifetimes. Ninth house at its highest is your core principles. So every person will be rotating or revolving under the same set of principles they believe in. That is what constitutes as your ninth house. Core principles under the realm of ninth house. The first house, you, your identity. This basically is a dead giveaway to the nature of the person, to the inherent desires of the person, to what the person wants, where the focus of identity is. Wherever the first house, the first lord is, will tell you where the identity or the person finds its highest operating ground. And those are the areas the person will always remain attracted to, and will eventually sort of do something in their career or something in their life round about that area itself. That area, directly or indirectly, will become the sort of peak of life. So if we are talking about the interactions between these three houses, let's say the first lord, now I'll give you certain combinations. Let's say the first lord, fifth lord and ninth lord are conjunct in a good house. Good house would mean 1, 4, 7, 10, 5, 9. Even in these, the better ones would be 1, 5, 9 themselves. Because why? If any lord is in the same lord or in the same trikon, that in itself makes it a very powerful Raj Yoga. Other than that, if just first lord is in the fifth house, the fifth lord is in the ninth house, or any permutation combination you can imagine. So for instance, let's say one very high valued Raj Yoga would come if ninth lord and first lord are conjunct in the fifth house. Why? Because your core principles are all forming a collection in the Purva Punya Bhava, and fifth house, by the way, is also the house of ego or confidence. It's the natural house of sun, and the natural energies never change. So the natural lord of this house is Mars, the natural lord of this house is Sun, and the natural lord of this house is Jupiter. Because these three are all fire elements, if you see in the Bhavat Bhavam, not the Bhavat Bhavam, in the Kalpurush Kundali, this is the sign of Aries, this is the sign of Leo, and this is the sign of Sagittarius. These are all fire signs. All signs of a similar nature form a triangle. It's basically your past, it's getting connected to you and taking a foundation from your core principles or whatever you've been taught by the religious beliefs. Those form a triangle, which at its highest can take a person from rag to riches. This basically, one of these combinations is seen in a birth chart is literally the combination of rag to riches. Now, is it possible that you have, let's say, first lord and ninth lord conjunct, let's say, in the fifth house, and you will always see great results from this house? Assuming the planets, now, couple of other things also come into the picture. First of all, the dignity of the planet. When we talk about the dignity of the planet, we are basically talking if the planet is exalted, if the planet is debilitated, if the planet is conjunct, if the planet is like conjunct a benefic or a malefic, if the planet is, let's say, comfortable in the sign or nakshatra. So dignity comes into picture. Second is, you have to always understand that Dasha plays a very important role. Dasha and transit both play a very important role. That particular planet that is forming a Raj Yoga has to get activated. So, for instance, let's say, I'll take an example. Let's say this is the sign of Leo over here, which means Sun is the first lord. If Sun is the first lord, this automatically becomes the sign of Sagittarius, which is the sign ruled by Guru, and this becomes the sign of Aries, which is ruled by Mars. If, let's say, Sun, Mars, and Jupiter are conjunct in your birth chart, this is a very powerful Raj Yoga. Now, if this happens in one of the 1, 5, 9 houses, it becomes even more powerful. But if, let's say, it happens in the 8th house, then it is associated with its own challenges and turbulences. How? Assuming you win a lottery or something very sudden happens that is relating a transformation in your personal life that gets you good material gains. The Raj Yoga has given you the results that it promised. It gave you material gains. But the cost at which it came, that is under the influence of the 8th house. Why? Because 8th house is always a house of change. It's the house of turbulence. The original Scorpio energies live over here. Another thing we have to understand is, let's say, Sun and Mars. Now, let's say this conjunction happens in the 7th house. We have established Sun is the first lord and Mars is the ninth lord. Now, first and ninth lord conjunct is a Raj Yoga, but given the fact it's happening in the 7th house is where both Sun and Mars have lost their directional strength. Neither Sun nor Mars belongs to the arena of 7th house. So what happens in these cases is that you will get the benefit of Raj Yoga. There is nothing in astrology, and I should probably write this down. Nothing in astrology nullifies the other. So if there is a promise, it will be fulfilled. The quality of results, the hard work that it takes to get there, and the time that is taken to achieve those things, how much turbulence you go through, how much difficulties you go through in life to achieve those things, that is determined by this dignity.